Hi, and welcome to REVEL-Macionis, 15th edition, Sociology. We are going to be looking at some of the content really come to life right in our REVEL tool here. So REVEL is a new idea, new tool to really get students to engage in their reading and digest their reading as they go. You're going to see a lot of really innovative ideas of students reading certain amounts of paragraphs and then watching videos and interacting and really being able to digest this content. We're going to look at two specific content ideas within the Macionis text, one being the sociological perspective and then sociological theory. These are both topics that quite a few professors in this area have told me can be challenging to communicate to students and get them to relate with. So I'm excited to show you how REVEL can really bring this content to life for them. So we're going to jump right into the table of contents, which is located right here. Very easy to navigate. And right under Chapter 1, we're going to look at 1.1, the sociological perspective, and then 1.5, sociological theory. Notice that I'm really referring to this as 1.1, 1.5, and that's because we actually don't have page numbers here in REVEL, because REVEL was built mobile first. It's available on tablets, phones, and the content and the structure actually changes depending upon the device that a student or you might be using. So this is really referred to in areas of content. So starting with the sociological perspective, you're going to notice sociological perspective, like the rest of the text, is completely available on auditory, so you can listen to the audio right in the context of the text.
The sociological perspective. Sociology is the systematic study of human society. At the heart of sociology is a special point of view called the sociological perspective, seeing the general in the particular.
As you can imagine, this is a wonderful added tool, especially for ADA compliance. It also is a wonderful way for students to listen as they're reading. Again, the more ways that they can kind of digest this material, the more that they can really connect with it and understand it. So that is available for the entire text. As you notice, as I'm scrolling across the word sociology, it's going to give me kind of a hard definition. Right as I scroll over it, you'll notice a number of words throughout the text that are like that. As I scroll down, you're going to see a video that is part of a series called The Basics. So going across the book and different ideas, you're going to see something called The Basics, which are these wonderful videos that whiteboard and map out general ideas. It really makes things clear for students. A lot of students have seen these. They love them. They connect really well with them because of how clear they are and how well they lay everything out. So I'm going to let you watch a little bit of that.
Welcome to What is Sociology? Sociology is the scientific study of human society. It differs from the natural sciences in important ways, but still relies on research to understand society. Sociologists study societies in order to understand how societies influence individuals and how individuals influence societies. Sociologists are interested in understanding how the social structure of a society influences us. We are born into a society comprised of established values, beliefs, and cultural patterns, all of which converge to form the social structure of a society. Think of all of the fundamental elements that constitute not only your personal...
This is a great way. Again, it's going to map it out all the way. I'm going to skip to about right here. You can kind of start to see how this wonderful big picture comes together.
Up until the 1950s, segregation was the norm in the South, and many people conformed to this until the Civil Rights Movement challenged this pattern. This example interests sociologists in how society shapes our individual lives, but also how individuals come together to reshape, reform, or otherwise change society. We hope you enjoyed the video.
So as you can see, got a nice Pearson Always Learning right here, but you can see how this entire big picture kind of comes together. It's a great tool. It really helps students draw the dots together. So they've already watched this before they even started to get into the reading content. So they already have this big picture in mind. And now they really get into what is the actual definition of the sociological perspective. Let's talk about it, let's read about it. The power of society is actually a figure, which is going to come right back up to here. So this is, again, it's all very much tied together. Students are reading a little bit, they just watched something, they read a little bit, and now they're actually going to do a little bit. So the interactive here is going to kind of show photos of people from different areas of the world and really kind of get them thinking about how people differ and their sociological perspective and the sociological perspectives that go along with different types of people. So it's really cool to kind of look at it that way, and students really can connect with it. As you can see, all of this content remains inside the screen. They're not breaking away from their reading or clicking out anywhere. Again, the idea is that they're really digesting the material that they're reading. So as I come down here, we're going to keep reading. We're going to stay in this content. We've read a good portion now at this point, and we come along to an interactive map. So this map measures women's childbearing and global perspective, and it is interactive, so they can take this right here and they come along across the world and watch these change. This is really powerful because it allows students to explore things on their own, think about what they've just read and apply it, so they're consistently applying what they're learning. So it's allowing them to digest it in a new way that previously in print text may or may not have been able to do. So this is a wonderful, wonderful new way to get them to read and to interact with it and to get excited about some of these more challenging topics that they're learning about now. So as I come down, we're starting to get into a little bit of Durkheim's analysis a century later, talking about Durkheim's theory on suicide rate. So we're going to get into that in just a little bit when we get into theory. A little bit of Jay-Z here. So again, as you can see, it's very broken up into different places. We've got a figure here, and we're going down to read, and then we've got some critical thinking type questions here. You'll also notice we've got primary source documents that will open up as well if you want to have students read those as an extra portion of reading. I want to go now to sociological theory, which I know is a wonderful, wonderful topic that is very foundational and key for students to really do well in the course, and everything builds off of this. So understanding the different approaches. So immediately we come down, again, we've got a big picture video here. So immediately they go into a video again before they start reading.
Welcome to Sociological Theory and Research. Sociologists propose theories to explain how certain parts of the social world work. A theory explains how different elements of society relate to and influence each other. The three different theoretical paradigms within sociology are symbolic interactionism, structural functionalism, and conflict theory. Each of these approaches provides a different, yet very important, analysis of society. Different academic disciplines have different theories about the world. Biologists have identified the irreducible units of the cell, and in turn have proposed different theories about how those parts relate to each other and sustain life. Sociologists identify the different.
So what this video actually really tries to do on all three different approaches and theories is draw similarities of what students may generally already know or have a little bit of an idea about, and get them to be able to relate to it, understand, oh, so this is a totally new theory, but in a similar context of something I might already know. So really trying to get students to connect the dots here before they even start reading. As they come down, they're going to do, again, we're going to get into Durkheim's theory on suicide rates. Immediately, we're going to see an interactive where students kind of are able to filter this map out by what rural areas are, as well as more populated areas are. So we're looking at, these are the states with above average 14 or more suicides per 100,000 people, so a higher rate. And kind of be able to compare if his theory really still applies. So if you do want to assign something that's a little bit more has all the data, is a little bit richer data in there. You can actually do Explore. This is going to launch our Social Explore application. So that's where you would be able to assign that. But again, the idea here is getting them to read. We don't want them to break away for too long from the reading. So they're looking at this, they're doing a little bit more of some interactives, and then it's going to go into the 3 approaches. So immediately we have the structural functional approach with the exact definition here. And then we're going to get into social function, social structure to go along with it. It's very clearly laid out what the 3 are. So we have that one. As we come down, we're going to see social conflict approach. And finally, I think symbolic interactionism here at the end. Or feminism, gender conflict theory goes along with that second one. Race conflict theory, again, diversity is very important in teaching that. But as we come down here, we have the symbolic interaction approach, as I mentioned. But what's really cool here at the end is we've got this wonderful applying theory. So this is really, really cool. So you've got all 3 different approaches. What is level of analysis? It's going to go through all the differences, what they think on all these different ideas and topics. So this is really where students are going to be able to read through and looking at the figure instead of just hard text and be able to understand the differences in these ideas. So as I go to next, this is really cool too. So you've got some assessment in here that is extremely incentivized to help students want to pay attention as they're reading. So as we go along, we'll have these quizzes at the end of each topic area. So this was 1.5, if you'll remember, sociological theory. So sociological perspective would have had one of these as well. We've got 5 questions that we can see, all 5 questions. I can see if I've attempted any of them. The cool idea here is that these are not just multiple choice. If you get it wrong, pick another one. They're worth 3 points. So if I get it right on the first try, I get 3 points. And if I get it wrong, it's not just giving me the exact, this is wrong, good luck, pick another one. It's going to tell me exactly what this meant that I did select and say it's not the right answer. If I come along and get it right on the second try, I get 2 points. If I get it right on the third try, I get 1 point. So I got 1 point for this answer. So the entire quiz was worth 15 points, even though there was only 5 questions. So if I get everything right on the third attempt, I only get 5 out of 15. So I'm really incentivized to pay attention in the reading and the interactives to make sure that I get things correct on the first try if I can, and really get the answer correct. So this is a really, again, an interactive to help them learn and coach them through it. The whole perspective, again, here is really to get students to read. So that is my short video to you on what REVEL is and the ideas behind it. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that you can see some of the wonderful value that this can bring to your students outside of the classroom, and then how it can really change those conversations inside your classroom. Imagine students coming to class already understanding what the theories are and the general ideas, and you not having to explain the definition of it, and being able to have some of those higher level critical thinking conversations with your students and with your classes, and really get to some of that material that you want to get to. So again, please let me know if you have any questions or if there's anything else that that you'd like to see. I'm happy to come by and show you all the wonderful rest of the tool. There's many other things, as you can see, with the performance dashboard and reporting tools, but again, I really just wanted to show you the power of the tool and really getting students to read. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.